Tropical cyclone near your location. Oh, that's really windy.
Eerily quiet.
The electricity and the water might turn off.
So I know I have to take this seriously.
People were panic buying all of the water.
Is it the calm before the storm? We'll find out.
Good morning, everyone. Cyclone Alfred is very much on the way. Last night, before we went to bed, we spent an hour basically prepping the apartment. So we live in a unit. We're like the middle floor between like a basement floor that would be more prone to flooding and a top floor, so we're like wedged in between. So we're thinking we're quite safe. Was waking up a few times in the night and so was Maddie, like we weren't sure if it was gonna hit. So we're really trying to make use of all of the electricity and clean tap water that we have right now, because if the cyclone is that bad, the electricity will get cut off, and if the water gets contaminated or, you know, the water plant goes underwater, they'll cut off the water, basically. They'll cut off the taps. So we're gonna fill up the bathtub later. So we've got like cleaning water for the toilet, for like dishes and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this coffee machine and hopefully it's not the last time we'll get to use it. No, that's a bit dramatic. Hopefully we'll get to use it for the rest of the week, but we'll see. So I will show you guys some of the goodies that we bought to prepare for this cyclone. And hopefully you're staying safe, because it's no joke. And I'm trying not to be that British guy who comes into your country and goes, oh yeah, I'm hard as nails, I can take on the cyclone, I'll be fine. Because I'm very aware I've never experienced a cyclone.
It's kind of just eerily quiet. It's nothing we haven't seen before right now. I feel like we've had very windy days, but I know it's gonna get worse. So.
Oh, tropical cyclone near your location. Whoa. Oh, that's really windy. That's really windy. So the exact same running route that Maddie and I were at yesterday, there's only like 2 people down there now, when usually this place is so busy. This is like one of the main running routes in Brisbane. Got this little pier. Let's have a little look at the city. I'm trying to take this seriously because I understand that I'm a foreigner who's come here and I've never experienced the cyclone. So I know I have to take this seriously. That's really strong. Call me crazy, but I have a hankering for lollies, also known as sweets to us Brits. Apparently Cyclone Alfred has slowed down a bit. He's just chilling in the sea still. He hasn't come to us yet. It's sprinkling with rain. It's 3 p.m. and I'm going to go get lollies from the only place open, which is 7-Eleven. I know it might be irresponsible, but I'm only putting myself at risk. I made sure my wife is staying at home and she also wants a vanilla Coke. Because I know that the cyclone is only set to like properly hit tomorrow on Friday, I'm like, if I'm quick, if I'm in and out, I'll be okay. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Well, that was easier than expected. Twisty, sweet and sour. Here we go, taste test. Oh, that's good. That's really good. For all you Brits, they're just knickknacks. That's what Twisties are. They're just really big knickknacks. Tell you what, the traffic was quiet. Right, let's go home. Okay, so let me show you the food and drink prep. We bought this 8.2 litre Brita water filter a couple of days ago on Amazon Prime. Thank you, Amazon, for your next day delivery. and we've basically filled it to the brim and keep topping it up. So not only now do we have lovely filtered water, which is something we've wanted to get for a while, but we've also got a big stock of it for the future. The reason why I think this is a really good thing is because when Maddie and I were at Aldi the other day, people were panic buying all of the water, and they bought all of the massive containers, and there was none left for anybody else, and we had to buy sparkling water, which was fine. It's just much smarter to get a big water filter or some large container and fill it up. I read online that the food safe water containers from Bunnings are really good because you can just fill them with loads of water. So we've got that. I made us a pasta bake, enough for 2 nights worth, which, yes, not a lot. But also we've bought a lot of canned foods and stuff, and I should explain the reason why we're doing all of this, the reason why we're stocking up on water and food and things like that, is because when a cyclone hits, it can damage the water plant and it can damage the electricity pylons and stuff like that, but also they may have to turn those things off for safety. Things can get flooded, so yeah, the electricity and the water might turn off, and then basically you need to make sure that you've got food and drink that's not going to spoil because your fridge doesn't work, your oven doesn't work, your microwave and your coffee machine doesn't work. So you need to make sure you've got enough food and water that's actually edible for at least a few days is the recommendation. The classic advice from veteran Aussies who have lived through cyclones is to take some large containers, like this was a apple and mango container, fill it with water from the tap, pop it in the freezer, so then you have these massive ice blocks, and if the freezer and the fridge turns off, then these ice blocks, you keep them in the fridge freezer and they act as a source of cooling. Obviously it's not going to be perfect, but you put your food around them. The fridge is built to, you know, keep the cold in as long as there's cold in there. That's just a makeshift way to stop some of your food from spoiling. Maddie earlier found this person online who's been filling their ice cube tray with shots of espresso so that you can ensure you've got coffee, which we will definitely be doing. We're those people who drink oat milk, so it's long life, it can live in the cupboard, so we'll still be having our iced lattes, just without the ice. Also, we've bought some power bank. Guess how much these were? They were $30 each, which I still think in UK currency, and you get about $2 to the pound. So these were only 15 quid each. You turn them on, right? Really nice display. I know I'm not a tech YouTuber, but really nice. Very slim in the pocket. We'll definitely be taking these to Disneyland Paris when we go. And you double click the power button, it's got a torch. Totally unnecessary, but I might not be saying that if the cyclone hits and we need a torch. You can plug all your things in, and it's really cool. So we got those.
And it's got fast charging.
And it's got fast charging. Isn't that cool? That's what we've had to do, because if the power goes off, we need our phones not only for safety, but for entertainment. One more thing that I forgot to show you guys is that the advice given by other Australians living here who have lived through a cyclone before is to fill the bathtub with water so that if the water is cut off, that then you've got a whole load of water that you can use for flushing the toilet with, washing your dishes, or even doing a bit of a bird bath and washing yourself. We feel pretty prepared. Other people have been getting sandbags because one of the worries with cyclones is not just the ridiculously strong and high-speed winds breaking things, but it's also the flash flooding that comes with it, all of the rain, and Australia is very well known for flash floods, which is something that I haven't really ever experienced in the UK, but because we're on a hill and we're also on one of the upper floors of our apartment building, we're not too worried about that. The car's in the garage.
We've got new windows and doors as well, which have pretty good seals on them. I don't even think necessarily if the wind and the rain is blowing sideways that we're gonna have a problem.
Yes, a lot of people have been getting sandbags for their home, but these are the people who are like living on the coast or living in floodplains and like are likely to flood. There's also been some people who are taping their windows because they're either less likely to break or they break in fewer shards because of the way you tape it, but we're not doing that because also the
government have sort of been like, yeah, it does like make the shards bigger, but your windows still break. If they're gonna break, they're gonna break. A little bit of flimsy tape isn't gonna stop your windows breaking. So basically, that is what we have been doing as a British Aussie couple. Maddie is an Australian grown woman, as you can probably see, but yet she has never lived through a cyclone. So
Well,
oh, sorry, yeah,
I did almost
a story
die in
for
one.
another time. She has lived through a cyclone on a boat and she almost died. What I'm trying to say by that is there's a lot of Aussies in Australia who have never lived through a cyclone before, especially if you're in the Queensland area. There hasn't been a cyclone that's hit Brisbane for about 50 years. So it's a new thing for a lot of people, both old and young, and everyone's really proactive. The army are on it, all the emergency services are on it. People are like mucking in the community and helping each other, and there's evacuation centres and there's like sandbagging centres where you can get free sandbags, and so that's pretty good to see. The only thing that I didn't love was when we went to Aldi for our shop on Monday and people were sort of like just thinking about themselves, rushing around, and like, yeah, I get you're scared, but just be kind to others, you know what I mean? It's really not hard. The update has said that Cyclone Alfred isn't even going to hit until 4 a.m. Saturday. We don't know if it's going to come sooner than that or if it's going to get pushed back even more. I'm going to vlog the actual experience of being within the cyclone as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn the bell on so you can keep up to date with that. I'm going to be filming a very real world first-hand experience of this vlog, and also
Of the cyclone.
oh yeah, whether you're Aussie or not, comment below if you think we're prepared for this cyclone, and if you don't, let us know what we should be doing. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear how you're preparing if you're in the storm. If you enjoyed this video, then go click this one right there about why I left the UK to move to Australia, and I'm very positive about it. And now look at us in a bloody cyclone. Yay.
It's classic, honestly.
Yeah.
And the fact that the first time you were here was the 2022 floods.
Stay safe if you're in this cyclone, actually, all jokes aside. And I will see you in the next one where we will have vlogged the actual cyclone experience, which begins tomorrow. Bye!
Bye!